When I was a student at Harvard, I was Luciano Berio's assistant for various things. And I wrote 3 keyboard pieces which were very current for what the time was. They were all non-tonal, but had different ways of being non-tonal. How you got your notes became sort of avant-garde at that time. So instead of just a standard row, there were all these odd ways of procuring notes, and I wrote 3 keyboard works which were in that manner, which I have now not disowned. They're in a pile someplace where I keep music that I never play anymore. And when I was 27, I graduated, and I thought, well, non-tonal music of this sort will never find a place in permanent repertoire. And I think that has borne me out to this day, even though there are many pockets of people that like it or push it or think it's current, whatever the term is. You were asking about a choral piece called War Broke Out. This is from the Angel Oratorio. It is almost non-tonal, but I say almost. It is based on a fugue theme, actually. In the original version, it's this. And it was written when I was 16 or 17, when I was studying with Leonard Stein as a fugue subject that was chromatic. And that was the subject that I came up with. So in this later work, it's harmonized in a much more dissonant manner. I'll play you the whole combination. Original piece which I had, which I include in the series of 12 piano preludes and fugues, same tune, but you'll hear how different it sounds harmonized in a more traditional manner. So there's the same tune harmonized in a totally different manner. I've kept the second version I played as one of the piano preludes and fugues, but the first version is only in this other piece called War, which is, I think, available now on YouTube, right? So that's the story behind War. And then as far as my own other music, here's a piece that was improvised, dependent on Stravinsky. And I think you should be able to recognize some of the Stravinskyisms. By the way, recognizing things from one composer to another, if you look at Bach, you think, well, there's a lot of stuff from Buxtehude here. If you look at early Beethoven, you say, well, there's a lot of influence of Haydn. If you look at late Haydn, you can say there's a lot of influence from Beethoven, etc. So to think that music has no influences, or that one should write music that has no influences, is insane. There's not even a possibility. Yet that was a movement in the 70s and 80s. So here's that kind of Stravinsky-influenced piece. Stravinsky-and influenced, followed by a slow movement which is influenced simply by Broadway. followed by a piece which is influenced by that manner where I said you those added notes in the bass. Etc. So that has the other style of influences, which then, of course, leads me to say, well, I really write in about 5 different styles, which is certainly true. This is a period of deunification of styles, and I think if you can take the best of styles, there's no reason why you shouldn't write in more than one style. And in fact, as you know, Monteverdi wrote in 2 styles, and the second one he would say in church style, right? Prima practica and seconda practica. Mozart wrote in church style as opposed to his orchestral sort of popular style. So now I'm writing in 4 or 5 different styles.